Candy and I belong to a Facebook group called the Triad Mind, and it's being administered by a man by the name of Mark Serto. And he talked in the Facebook group about the Ascension chamber, and it intrigued me. So I found out it was here in Phoenix. I was like, oh my goodness. So I booked a time with them. It ended up coming up on this past Saturday. So I go over, it's in downtown Phoenix area, and meet his partner Chad Andrews, and walk into, it's in the warehouse district, which kind of surprised me, but now I understand why. So it's a room in a warehouse district because there's so much energy there. They needed an industrial size area. And so when I came in, I met him, and he doesn't know me from anybody. But as he starts speaking, because first thing he says was about the Tesla coils. And of course I went nuts. I was like, Tesla, well, let me tell you about the Tesla coils. He's kind of looking like, oh, so you know this. I go, yeah, this is great stuff. And then he talked about the Rife machine, R-I-F-E, Rife machine. I go, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be buying a Rife machine. When I was at the Monroe Institute, there's a person there that will put together a Rife machine for you, and it's the man that put it together, Andrew Rife. I'm going to get that wrong, but it's his name. And it's a machine that he built based on frequencies. And the Tesla coil, of course, almost everybody knows about the Tesla coil. And it's a copper coil, and it produces so much energy. And Tesla had built one not knowing that he was building a Tesla coil. He built it with so much energy, he actually had an out-of-body experience. He almost like electrocuted himself and went out of body. So very familiar with the Tesla coil, with the Rife machine. And then he talked about another gentleman that I didn't know, so I was surprised. And it's a colleague of Tesla, and I can't remember his name because I'm not that familiar with him. But he built coils, not like unlike the Tesla coils, where this gentleman figured out the biofrequencies of the human body. So when I had my near-death experience, as I passed through, I actually became aware of where every cell in my body was. And I know I didn't have a body. I get that. But you have the experience of having the body. And each one of my cells vibrated. I mean, I knew where each cell in my body was because it had its own vibration. And so he's telling me, each cell in the body has its own vibration. And I'm like, I know, you know that? I know that because I actually experienced it. And so this machine, this guy figured out the frequency range, the spectrum that the biology of the body would vibrate at. And there were two coils of this man's machine attached to the Tesla coil. And I'm like, I'm in. You don't even have to go any further. And then he talked about the crystals that were in the room. I knew about the crystals because I have, as an acupuncturist, there's a book called The Stone Medicine, where it talks about the vibration of each crystal for healing. And then herbs, of course, we're herbalists, so all these herbs, oh yeah, and this herb, and I'm starting telling him about the herbs, and he's like, okay. And the crystals, and they're going to put you in this zero gravity chair that Mark and Chad arranged so that the frequencies would be going through the chair, and the coils will be going this way and this way, and then Mark's going to play music like a hemisync that has tones, and so the sound frequencies. And so I start telling him about, oh, do you have lambda? He's like, I don't know lambda. I said, well, lambda is a sound frequency above gamma. He didn't know. I said, so you can program it to lambda. And then there's a frequency that they found below delta. Delta is usually when you fall asleep, and that frequency is epsilon. And so if you put epsilon with gamma, you get lambda, and gamma is the frequency where you see God. People that go into these frequencies, when you start vibrating with that frequency, you can actually see God. You can have a conversation with God. So lambda is like, boom. So he goes, oh, I need to find out about that. So he goes, well, you're the kind of person we want for this because, yeah, you know this and more. So I was like, okay. So I had I wanted a Reiki session. So the Reiki master comes. And now we're going to go, before we have the Ascension chamber, we're going to have this Reiki ceremony. So she says, I don't know, never met anybody that had such peace. Like, you have a peace inside your body, a peace that makes me want to cry. And I was like, okay. And she talked about spinning, like the Merkaba. So I'm spinning like the Merkaba, and I'm going, oh, you're talking about the Merkaba? And she goes, I have no idea. I don't know. So she does that, and we go up these stairs, because the Ascension chamber has like a pyramid and a point. We go up these stairs, and there's posters, and she's going to describe what posters. There's different posters. She goes, I want you to turn and face. And I turn and face the water poster, and I go, oh, spinning dolphins. And she goes, what? I go, those are spinner dolphins. I went swimming in the ocean with these dolphins. I swam with them in the ocean off of the big island in Hawaii. And she's like about crying her eyes out. And I go, and while we were there, a whale shark came by. So I got to swim with the whale shark with spinner dolphins in the ocean. She goes, oh my God, you're so full of water. And I said, well, I'm a fire dragon in the Chinese signs. So I'm a fire dragon, but water grounds me. And so I need water. She goes, well, water is just it's the age of Aquarius and all this stuff. And I go, Aquarius? Well, that's happening on Monday. She's just like, okay, just keep walking. So we walk up, she goes to another part, and there's a big statue of an angel. And I go, oh, angels. I was in a cave in Italy. It's called St. Michael's Cave, St. Michael the Archangel. She's just looking at me like, who are you? So I'm like, so angels, Michael, I have a great story to tell you about that cave. It has to do with my guide dog, but okay. So we're in front of this angel, and there's tarot cards, and she goes, go to the right or left. And I just let my energy guide me. I just was letting go. And she goes, oh, purple. So pick a card. So my hand went right to purple. And I'm like this. And she's talking. I don't even know what she's saying, because the energy is just like. And she goes, okay, take your hand off when you're ready. And I looked up, and the card was gratitude. And I was like, of course. So full of gratitude. So we go back down, and you're supposed to have ahead of time write out your intentions for this session. So, and you're supposed to put your birth date and sign it. And so Chad is there now, and he goes, well, did you happen to do this part? So I had it in my pocket, and I go, you mean this? He goes, you wrote it out? I go, well, yeah, you asked us to. He goes, did you put your birth date on it? And I said, yeah. She goes, did you sign it? I go, yeah. He goes, oh my God, I think you're the first one. I'm like, I'm a teacher, so.
Exactly, a rule follower.
You're going to do this. So, and there was a triangle, and you put your hands on it. And, oh man, I felt huge energy from this wood. I don't know what it was. I just still don't know what it was about. But it was a portal, and you put your intentions through the hole in the triangle and into the bag, and then they burn it later. But when I did, I could feel the change in energy. And I went, oh. She goes, yeah, it's a portal. So I stuck my head through, and I'm like, yeah, it's a portal.
Yep.
Yeah, something on the other side here. And then I went into the chamber, and so they put a noise canceling headset on in a heated blanket, and they do a little bit of Reiki, and then they start the music. And I went from just closing my eyes and just being just so much. Oh. Do you remember when Patty Avalon said there were some crystals available Are you on her website,
No,
Patty Avalon?
yeah, I mean, I should be. I don't know why I'm not, but
So she had crystals for sale from the Monroe.
oh wow.
She had she had these huge crystals that she had used in ceremony, and she's making changes in her life. So she's selling like 5 of them, these big crystals that were from the Monroe that she used in ceremony. Well, I bought 2 of them.
Oh, I wish I'd known.
Well, I have an extra one. I mean, I bought 2 for a reason. I'm like, I don't know why. Just buy 2. Okay, I bought 2.
Well, let me buy one, yay. And
That's
see everyone knows. I have
what I'm
witnesses now.
saying. I'm saying. I don't know why I have 2. I have one for me, and I thought I was buying one for Mary Lou, my roommate, my best friend, but she doesn't vibrate that way. And I was okay. Well, let's just leave it out here for whoever it's going to be for. So we sit down. They put the blanket on. He goes, "Oh yeah, and here's a crystal." Well, Mark bought one, so I'm holding the crystal, and I look at it and I go, "I have one." He goes, "What?" It's twin. It's just like this. I have one. He goes, "You have one?" I go, "Yeah, in my home, in my house. I use it. I have one." He goes, "Yeah." Mark bought one for us. I said, "Good. Okay." So I'm holding the crystal. I put it on my heart, and then I take out my arc crystal, and I put it on top of Patty's crystal. And they go, "What is that?" I go, it's an arc crystal." Of course, I think everybody knows this. And they go, "What's an arc crystal?" So, I said, "Okay, I'll tell you afterwards." But that's. So I said, I use it to charge water. I put it over my heart, and it charges. My heart charges this crystal. And then I use it on my dogs for healing. I put it charge water, blah, blah, blah. So I have that. Now they're going to start the session. Okay. So I'm just in gratitude with my heart open. And Scott Taylor, he always says, go with what you get. Go with what you get. Meaning, when you go to the other side, you have intention, and we're about to talk about let go. So you have this intention, then you let it go. When you go on the other side, you go with what you get, whatever was happening. So immediately, I'm put into the tree of life. And I thought I would be in the Merkaba. In sacred geometry, I had set my intention to be in the Merkaba. And the lady, the Reiki master, had said, when I was standing there, she said, "Oh, I see the Merkaba." She goes, No, it's the tree of life." And I go, "Okay." So I'm sitting there, and I could feel the energy start to change. And I go, "Oh, the Merkaba, tree of life." And I went, "Okay." I was inside the tree. And it's like the size of that banyan tree in Maui, in Lahaina, if people know, this big banyan tree. And I'm inside this tree. I mean, I'm part of the tree now. I could feel the treeness. I could feel the plantness of the tree. And then all the herbs in the room, in the Ascension chamber, started talking to me. They were vibrating in a way that I could hear their little, very high frequency, high pitched talking, but I didn't know what they were saying, but it didn't matter. But I could hear that, and they were just like, they were so happy to fly into me because I was the tree of life. And I'm like, oh. So I'm having this experience with the tree of life, and I can feel me starting to melt down. I'm in the ocean now. And I'm like talking about the Mariana Trench. I am down in the depths of the ocean. And I could feel like all the microbes, like the herbs, just like, "Oh, you're here. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom." Just, I'm now the ocean. And I'm like, "Oh, this is so cool." Next thing you know, I'm flying up and I'm on an asteroid. So I'm out in deep space on this asteroid, and I'm moving. And so all the space molecules are coming into me, and I sink into the asteroid. Like I was part of the tree of life. I'm now part of this asteroid. I'm laying there just like the minerals and the everything. Next thing I know, I'm inside my heart. So I'm deep inside my heart, and my heart just explodes open. It's just like, boom. And all my intentions that I had put on my card were for all these healings. You know, a healing of family, friends, family, like your intentions for the ones we've talked about recently in your family, and the globe and the planet, and then just boom. And I go flying, and I'm on top of the Tibetan monastery where the Dalai Lama was, and it's all open. I'm actually there. It's wide open. I can feel the temperature, the wind. I can hear the chimes and the flags fluttering. And I'm on top of this on the Himalayas, and I'm just like, and this, I'm no longer me. I don't know what, I'm just something. I'm just, boom. And I'm just like, oh. And then I hear them, I feel them come into the room. And I'm like, no, I'm in the Himalayas. What are you guys doing? And so they come in and they're doing, they had me to 2 Tesla coils. So they took the coils, I put my hands on top of the crystal, put my arc crystal on top of my hand, and they're doing Reiki, and they're ending the session. So I think the session's over, and I'm just in this chair going, you want me to move? It's like, seriously? You know, like, and I could feel my body healing. I mean, I actually could feel the rearrangement of molecules or chemistry or whatever was occurring. And I come out and I'm trying to talk to them, and I don't even know what they're saying. And I go out to the car, and Mary Lou goes, you want me to drive? And I go, I can't possibly drive a vehicle. You know?
Wow.
And so all day Saturday, so this is Friday. No, this is Saturday morning. So all day Saturday, I can't even function. I don't even know what happened Saturday. Sunday, I could feel my whole abdominal cavity was rearranging. You know, like from my thyroid, my heart, my lungs, my gut, everything was rearranging and healing. I was supposed to get some stuff off the candy, and I'm like, it's just like,
I'm rearranging.
Candy, I can't text right now. I don't just like I'm. Whoa.
Oh, wow. That sounds absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, when you step into this other dimensional space and you actually become part of this cosmic consciousness, what I see, because your body no longer exists, what happens with me and the way I interpret it is all of a sudden I'll see myself here or there or there, you know, like you did Himalayas, or I'm, you know, in the ocean. And I think it's a way of just focusing to let you know, to give you some perspective of where you are and how expanded you are, that you are, you know, part of an, you know, a comet or a, you know, that's just wonderful. Oh, Donna.
So I felt like the earth, water, space, spiritual. And when I came out, I remember I was still in the room, and the Reiki master came in, and as I'm coming to consciousness, she's just like bawling, and I realized my there's something kind of out of my eyes. You know, I wasn't crying, but it was this release.
Yes.
And she looked at me and she goes, I've never felt so much joy, peace. Like it's the peace that is joyful. She goes, it's bliss. I don't want to leave the room. You know, she goes,
Wow.
and she saw entities, Zen masters, higher beings surround me. Um, I was like,
Well,
wow.
but
I,
other than that, nothing happened, right?
okay, you're gonna die. You're gonna die laughing. So I explain all this to them, and I
Yeah.
looked at them. And I go, other than that, nothing else.
Are
I
you
actually said those
serious?
words. I did. I'm
Seriously,
saying.
what I just said.
I actually forgot about that till you said that. I go, but other than that, just kind of normal.
And from day one, we've talked about us being twins, although I have a real physical twin. Wow,
Yeah,
that
I actually said that yesterday. But other than that,
oh, Donna, thank you so much for sharing. This is wonderful. And what I'll do is in the comments below, I'll put a link to the Ascension Chamber.